Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Again, Jackson. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Here's Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. That is caught. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
Joey Bosa, so strong, able to fight his way in there to make the play.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Elijah Molden. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. But just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
And he returns this to the 22. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him. Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
That one into the hands of Flowers. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. It's caught by Aguilar.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. They'll run for it with Henry, and I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did.
Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics dry it in the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget, we on a mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the kitchen. I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget, we on a mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the kitchen.
Just a stone's throw from historic Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. We are at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Indianapolis. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Yeah, Richardson will throw to start out here. And he fends him off. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A lot of talk the other day about them wanting to quiet this home crowd early and often. Very first play of the game, they do just that.
You're exactly right about that, because that's often a conversation when you go on the road and you travel. Hey, let's take the crowd out of it. What a great way of doing so by putting the quarterback on the deck.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And the Bucs are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Mayfield now from the 50. And this one's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The last run went so well for them. Maybe they should have just handed it off right here, too. Instead, the quarterback ends up keeping it, and the defense is right on him and wipes away the yardage gained on the last snap.
Mayfield to throw it. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Sterling Shepard. 48 yards. And the Buccaneers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to. And they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, and lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
Off play action, Richardson. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oh, I don't know if he's sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
That's into the hands of Woods. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Here we go.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But if the strong safety position end up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Ready? Ready?
And they'll run. This is Trey Sermon. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. And they'll go to the air now with Richardson. Escaping the pressure right. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Now Richardson. Being chased out left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Let's go now. Go.
Here's Richardson to throw. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Going for it on 4th. Here's Richardson. Flushed out right. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Taylor is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down. So stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Ready? Go.
Now it's Richardson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Levante David. And the Buccaneers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, Pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Following the interception, Mayfield. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half, Mayfield. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Throwing on second and long. Mayfield. He's got Otten. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. Now Mayfield. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 24-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. Mayfield looks to throw. This is Shepard on the catch. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Sterling Shepard. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bucs take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out. I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
Street. Ready.
They'll go for it. Here's Richardson. Boy, a real head-scratcher there.
You talking about? Let's do something else with that. That's what she said. She said, say less. Say less. 'Cause you already got me, baby. Say less. Say less. Talking's only slowing us down. Say less.
I'm a gentleman, baby, and a dog with a bite. I just want to nibble on your night. So sentimental when
GA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Indianapolis. Anthony Gold now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Set. Hut, hut.
Richardson off the play fake. Eluding the pressure right. And his first pass is incomplete.
We have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
2nd and 10.
70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Set.
Richardson looking to throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down.
Ready, ready.
Richardson going on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon.
Get set. Hey, turbo 2. Turbo 2. Turbo 2.
In motion, the tight end. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. Hill going to go in motion right. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And that one not fooling anyone. It'll go down as a completed pass, but it will lose a big chunk of yardage. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. Hook up a 15 yards there, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal.
All right. 32 Stinger.
Achane fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll bring a tight end in motion. Achane. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. The offense is going to stay out there. We'll see what the play call is. They need to find the right one here on 4th and goal. Tua going to run the sneak. Try to wedge his way in there. No signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And this Colts defense comes up with a goal line stand. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
Maverick, 60 Maverick. Go.
From his own end zone, it's Richardson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
3rd and long, Richardson from his end zone. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like.
And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is caught. And the fake will work. He's going to have a 1st down. They'll get 19 yards there. And that'll be good for an Indianapolis 1st.
Ready.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Warrior 70. Come on. Set. Ready.
Richardson. Here's a diving catch right side. 23 yards on the play.
When I played in the yard as a kid, I used to imitate the spectacular catches that I would see on TV. I don't think I ever imitated one quite that well.
Come on, give yourself some credit.
No, I know better. What we just saw there, that was pretty special.
Richardson looking to throw this. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Let's go.
They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He'll get this off to Taylor. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And it's second down. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here we go now on 1st and goal.
Cougar 19.
QB sneak, Richardson, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Colts go 98 yards and finish it off in the end zone.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Shane Steichen, aggressive as a play caller. He's going to go for 2 here. Richardson will throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Down the left sideline. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Richardson out of the shotgun. Flush to his right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it now 13-0. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here's Gold on the return. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
70 Ranger.
From the shotgun, Richardson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
18, Pioneer.
A final shot before the half. Richardson. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
All right, come on. Ready.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Low. Turbo 1, high. Out.
Tua sets up to pass it. Throw caught by Achane. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Play action. Now it's Tua sliding out of the pocket. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And Hill is going to have a Dolphins 1st down as he's inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And they'll run it here. And that is going to work out just fine. The defense caught leaning the other way. The reverse works for good yardage and a 1st down. In motion, Hill. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's often like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, they're hoping that the 2nd half is better for him than the 1st half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8.
Come on, set. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Here's a 2nd and 8. On the option to give to Taylor here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big third down pickup of 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Richardson working from the gun. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll get this down close to a 1st down at about the Dolphins' 28.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Okay, ready? Ready?
Here's Richardson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
Now Richardson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Richardson to throw it. Now, this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Colts answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th-quarter lead. So here we go. The Colts will go for 2.
Smash, smash. Alert, alert. Reload, reload.
They'll let Taylor try and run. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points. And that helps. That gives him a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Go ahead.
Throwing Tua. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Tua. They'll roll him out right. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a 1-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Now Tua. His throw incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
He's going to have the hook up to Schwartz. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now. Here's Tua. And it's going to be batted down.
Flying, yeah, I'm free now. See now, society's time me release now. Crazy, I'm finna go see now. Big style, big deals, vitamin water, that's a big one. 6 mil, coach came to me like I'm D1, like Will. Got 17 hours to the flight out. Only got time for a night out. So tell me what you want from me. We ain't getting no younger. So tell me what you want from me. We ain't got too long, no. You know I gotta catch my flight. You know I gotta reach new heights again. You know I run it up at night. You know I gotta get one life for this. Went through. J. Cole said it's memes and mills, but I'm the king and adjusted all. Really wanna wipe me down. I got more patience than a hospital. Sweaties better beef with me. They never beef with life's obstacles. I'm bad as a bone out. I'm way too toned to be toned down. Too big, so I'm cocky. From the back while I'm Twitter with my phone out. Got an Eminem deal, but I'm Hershey. 6'2", dark skin with a purpose. Never voicemail on my phone last night to myself saying little circus. Yeah. You know I gotta catch my flight.
Built on the site of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decades since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're underway from the bank. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started.
Ready.
It's 1st and 10. Man in motion here.
Let's go. Set.
Thrown right away, Tagovailoa. He's on the move. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
Get set. Get on.
Opening carry for Devon Achane. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
On target to Waddle. And the nice gain is met by a punishing hit to bring it to a halt.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they face second down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Yeah, ready. East right, snug. Out.
Here's Tua again. Short pass brought in. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Ravens take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate, in this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth. Who's going to respond next?
Finally lets this one go deep left. His first throw is an interception. And the Dolphins get the football back across midfield before going down inside the 45-yard line on the return. What a call for their first pass of the game. It would have been a big hitter if they completed it, Brock, but just not the right touch on that football, and it ends with an interception.
You could just tell these cover guys, they've been waiting for their first chance to go get some work done in this one. They did their homework, number one. And number two, Kate, as Russell Wilson loves to say, the separation was in the preparation.
First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Completes this one to Hill. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10.
20 TX. Get on,
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Escapes the pocket.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Ready, set.
Second down carry for Achane. And the defense gets there to... Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They're looking down a 3rd and 3. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Tagovailoa throwing on fourth. Throw is caught by the back. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, a give to A-Chain. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make third down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Turbo one, hive.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Dolphins working here. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
Ready.
Tagovailoa now working from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
All right, fellas, listen up.
They'll run with Mostert. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. It's 2 yards on the gain, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
H-Chan. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Dolphins get some late points and the lead. Devon H-Chan with the touchdown. Extra point is good by Sanders. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Sanders all set to send it away. He fields it from the 8. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
180. Touch.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he'll take this up to about the 34 before he stopped. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Rolling. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Lamar now from the gun. Forced out to his right. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd.
No, we changed it.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, Jackson. Caught by Flowers. Running in the red zone. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
Chase, and they take this in for the score. The Ravens earn the chance to tie before halftime. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. They can go to the locker rooms tied if they put this through. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Ravens tie this game 7-7. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down.
Turbo 1. Turbo 1, high. Drift. Hut.
Looking to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Here comes the final play of our first half.
Ready, set. Solo left Zion. Alpha.
One final shot before halftime. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Marcus Williams has it. And the Ravens are stopped on that return, so that interception's going to be the final play of this opening half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Who knows when the deciding moment will come? We're underway in the second half of a deadlocked game. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40.
Well, we got ourselves quite a game today, a tie game coming into this third quarter. And what you're looking for is a little instant jolt of momentum coming out of the locker room. And that return might just be the spark that leads to that momentous fire.
And he's swallowed up in the middle, no gain on the run. Javon Holland there to make the stop. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
Alpha, sit on. 180. Ready, shot. Hey, Ozzy.
Now it's Lamar. On the move, headed right. Caught by the open man. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
That one's incomplete in the end zone.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
180. Sit on.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So now, here's third and goal.
Ready, sit on. Sit on.
Lamar throwing again. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take the lead right away in half number 2. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. From a couple yards deep, this is going to come out. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
All right.
A run from Mostert to begin the 3rd. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him.
Let's go.
Offense in the hurry up here.
Ready, set.
Tagovailoa facing 3rd and long. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Marcus Will. Oh, he loses it on the return. They could get this back. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice.
Right
but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Hey,
First down, ball at the 36.
Turn on two.
Running with A-Chain out of the gun. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Solo left
2nd down
Zion.
now,
Solo
7
left
to
Zion.
go.
Ready. Set.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. This one's taken in by Hill. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Hey.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. On 1st down, here's Tagovailoa. Got his target. It's Hill. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
32 Stinger. Go ahead.
Shotgun handoff for Mostert. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Completed over the middle. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
Get set. Go ahead.
2nd and 3 now. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Dolphins losing by 7. 2nd and 3 now.
Out.
They'll go again with Mostert. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
Slide. 20 TX.
Trying. Oh, he lost the football. And they jump on top of it. Oh, a clutch recovery to clean up the mistake this late in the game. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal. Ooh, let's give him a second there. Give him a sec. I'm going to imagine his heart's probably going, what, 150, 160 beats per minute right now, Brock, after nearly losing that fumble.
Yep, and it wasn't just a ball he dropped there. It was at least 3 points, too. But fortunately, that ball stays with him in the red zone. And now I'm really curious. It's one of those moments, Kate. Will they put the ball back in his hands, trust him again to hold on to it, and maybe go get that touchdown you know he so badly wants?
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal.
All right. Ready, set.
Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the power. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. So now a big spot for the Dolphins here as they line up for two.
Turbo three, kick. Out.
Setting up to pass. And he can't bring it in. They don't get the 2 points. Even with a little time left here, Brock, kicking the extra points, probably the safer call.
And with that little time left, even if you do get the 2, still got a chance to drive down, your opponent does, and kick that game-winning field goal. Now you need some way to get the ball back in a hurry, and the chances are so limited. Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
Forward.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Get on.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Report. Sit up.
Another run for Henry. And he's brought down for a loss. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11.
Sit up.
Here he is to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. The Dolphins choosing to spend their final timeout here. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now.
180.
They'll pitch it to Henry. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. They're going to call their final timeout here, just 9 seconds to go. They'll come up 1st and 10. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Nearly got to the end zone there.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
This is Henry on second. And he's across for the touchdown. And that flag is not going to stop this celebration. They know that's an offsides call. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
Yeah. Running through his mind all day, I'm tired. I'm the boss now, do hired. Hang the phone up, I'm so wired. Couldn't sleep, my floor's too high up. I got keys, that girl's on fire. Who's the boss? I got 5 on me, like what's the cost? I'm at 5 hotel in a suite, I'm lost in white. Get down sheets, I got stripes on my cheeks. Hermes fur on my feet, I'm a lead. I ain't giving nothing back, and I'm gone so far, I ain't coming back. I ain't giving nothing back, and I'm gone so far, I ain't coming back. We burning up, every time we hear me, we turning up. Every time you see me, I look like bugs. Pound my friends in a big black truck. I'm Vanessa, I like salsa, I'm a dancer, dancer. You pay fees for my big show in Ibiza, for my leisure. I don't do arguments in my relationships, I'm lit. You don't want me standing on this, then say something, I'm rich. It don't make no sense how I make this, I'm lit. I don't do two-face unless the face card on my wrist. Take my keys, I'm not going home. Please stop blowing up my celly phone. Take my keys, I'm not going home. Please stop blowing up my celly phone. I ain't giving nothing back, and I'm gone so far, I ain't coming back. I ain't giving nothing back, and I'm gone so far, I ain't coming back. I ain't giving nothing back, and I'm gone so far, I ain't coming back. I ain't giving nothing back, and I'm gone so far, I ain't coming back.
I can show you that underground music, riding in the years, not used. Tighten up, you'll lose. I approve. I bet I stamped and approved. Straight underground, make all you haters get down. You understand what I'm saying? I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They gon' get the wish list. They gon' get the wish list. I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They gon' get the wish list. They gon' get the wish list. Hey, I met this girl the other night. She said she wanted me and money white. Respectfully declined because I said I got a wife. She said she wanted man, her best friend is known around the way. I started hearing about her type. Always with the ball players, that's the one she likes. She got it done, and I guess they look alright. They call her princess, but she down in every. In and out of DMs, tryna be a rapper. She won't get the W, I skirt off when I see him. I know it's gonna get worse when I start doing Coliseums. Gonna be, I just call it how I see him. Let me clarify, I ain't talking about all women. Some just wanna settle down and have a couple cheering. For all my rapper homies, just be careful while you touring. You meet a pretty girl, but her intentions ain't the purest. I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They come with the wish list. They come with the wish list. I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They come with the wish list. They come with the wish list. Hey, second phone buzzing, just delete the other number, yeah. Cruising at 103 till I seen them team that went the rocket. She was peeking out the cover. She said, Gigi, wait, you grew up down the street, my uncles up her brothers. I said, jumping back, been lit. You at? She was just running, Emmett Smith, right back. She gotta make it. Rubbing it, just caught up. Then she got me paying painting nails. Calling me sound like the heads of the way I be chasing. You know she got them brands of the bed. I'm in Miami, so knowing the bands of the jet. I called her door back with a 50, she wanted the. She said, about to make me cancel this L. She said, hood is on, but she in a condo that her buddy own. Payment good, and she good as gone. Boy, you should've known. Calling me up on 50 phones, foot on all these. Never let them keep me on my tippy toes. I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They gon' get the wish like damn, why I get a like Aaron? I'ma drop top. The sun won't burn when it lit like white, but the stripes ain't earned. I'ma get it right now, I ain't waiting no turn. Got a brand new house, tryna avoid my hurt. About 6 point something, it feel like church. Or the hood got whack and the set went turn. Got a 488 and a glide like Kurt. I've been living off golf from the last few deals. When the night check came and I still got chills. Hit a 2K lick, I ain't even go pro. Got a boss outlet, now I'm smelling like gold. Call me Ice Cube, baby, where they sit on my chain. Heard a lame tryna play up my name when I'm 23 to it. And I'm going no brain, going dumb with these hundreds in my thumb. Got stank. Out here, everything come free. I ain't never met God, but I bet he know me. Put the money in a set of dying them streets. To the boy, I lay hooping, I ain't riding on fleek. Got a Porsche light skin in the ceiling, got peeled. I was 20 plus young when got real. Young black boy running, got me out of that field. Better living off game, you should get it on I ain't never your kind, late but I'm really on time. Girl, what you put in your mind, I ain't digging your sign. True for that mine, hurt but I made it out fine. Still in my prime, bro, really outline. Talk like you Tony Hawk grind, throwing 20 on 9. How you live with no spine, bro, better off dying. Man, you got nerve, bro, need to get a bird. And I'ma get it off first, find a way you ain't surf. Looking all hurt, funny till your ego got nerve. Boy, I made it all worse, woke up looking like work. 150 lay on my shirt, 20 lay on my teeth. Boy, I make an M in my sleep, everything I want in my reach. I'ma run it off tops, wonder where I've been pulling off lots. 454, I'ma keep it on stock. Bezel with the ticker on rocks. Big side, tell me what I ain't got. Get it right now where I got it back then. Number one stunner, but the level on. Raised by the gang with a meal like Philly with a watch 250 in a so silly. When the door got closed, I ain't feel too bad. I'ma run mine up, I'ma have some stash. Now you in a broad purse, but you going outside. Now you on the couch surfing, you keep a little ratchet. Living out his backpack, need to get it back. Got a grade double R and need both lanes. Got a dollar to his name, but he all gang. Where you all on my when I find that strange. Keep playing with the fire, but his get burned. But your boy got spit when the light got turned. Got a dog crack when the boy won't learn. Big racked up shorty when the block gets shurned. Always sorry when the cap don't work. Got the butterfly doors and the fly like bird. And I love my but I ain't them nerd like damn. Why pie get like yarn?
Sometimes you gotta lose yourself to find yourself again. Welcome back, Marlene.
One for the money and one for the homies. I move with respect, I don't need nothing on me. The Father may wait for me, bitch, just like Bronny. I got my little belly, my blessings, they on me. They rain and they rain, yeah, you see how I'm coming. Come on. This sound like we drumming. I reach on my goals like my nephew be dope. Back on the rim, riding on rims. Came in all black to that, I came back to back to my to that. Reppin' no Cadillac, feel like a Cadillac. Nothing but class, it's never been average, never been on. Averix on me, I'm tougher than homie Javante. The fight is my mantra, I want it, I will. Get you a wheel, they carry it. We fightin' a live, my is all. I'm back in my bag, I'm back in my bag on God. Blessings, I'm laughing like Jonah. You don't wish me well, I guess you don't know me. Got all these like Malcolm and Sadie. That's word to my mama, tatted on my body. My left arm, they ain't left arm, they still doing harm. Bodies on bodies, cried over Malcolm, I cried over Dolphin. I'm crying for Nipsey, been feeling like Lauren. Carried the cross, got the sun in my eyes. Grew for this, I ain't meant to be no bride. I'm married, but I know you still feel obliged. Bounce on these, I learned from tonight. Back in my bag, and as big as a duffel with blessings on blessings. I came through this struggle, I'm back.
I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my bag on God. I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my bag on God.
Yeah, yeah. I came through the rain and I came through the thunder. I pushed through the pain. I'm laughing at summer. My head was way hotter. I feel like a solder. Escape with my truth. I came back like Nirvana. Road is all rocky. It's nothing I real. Go back to back, baby. Can't no one here see us. Stomach it all time. Look like a Leah. Went back and forth and back just like a cornerback. Here, yeah. You got veins. I respect whole veins. Tell them get low, man. Just flying high. I gave them low, man. Super the color the whip. Culinary on my wrist. Cooking you. I ain't forgot what you did. State of it all. Eventually falls. Frequency. This is the ship. I'm home.
I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my bag on God. I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my bag on God. I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my bag on God. I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my bag on God.
shit, I'm the hood. Motivation on top of the world now. They tried to underestimate me. Get 'em, glow. Them fraudulent, you know you the truth. Get 'em, glow. Stop overthinking, these can't fuck with you. Get 'em, glow. Standing on business in these Chanel shoes. Before I let her play with me, I'll go eat some jail food on God. Glow. Stomp a little with some shell toes. Yeah, glow. Slapping, rapping, making bail. Yeah, glow. Two-tone Cartier match the nails. Yeah, glow. No competition, these stale. Yeah, glow. Curbing, no curbing, my layers. Yeah, glow. Say they get money, but I can't tell. Yeah, glow. Keep running circles around these snail. Yeah, glow. And my bumping up in the jail. Oh, yeah, glow. Yeah, glow.
There's a girl in my backyard. I can run fast but won't get far. My mom thinks that I'm an animal. I'm just looking for the antidote. There's a British girl on my TV screen. She's so hot, she's so mean. Burn my body like it's flammable. Girl, I'm still a fan of you. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, 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 hey. Like a cannibal. Baby, I'm a fan of you. Your sensation, my fixation. Just tell me that it's tangible. Baby, I'm a fan of you. Hey, hey, hey. Your sensation is my fixation.
Say don't play with me, but I still gamble with it. We getting right before we take off on the landing strip. Know that you like all the attention that a fan gives. Say that you like me, but you way too young for marriage. I've been here before, I know exactly how it goes. Yeah, now I got you packing up your clothes. You can hit me up and let me know exactly when you close. I'm her favorite, says she need a. She wanna all day. Hey, 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 hey. Like a cannibal. Baby, I'm a fan of you.
Your sensation, my fixation.
Just tell me that it's tangible. Baby, I'm a fan of you.
Hey, hey, hey. Your sensation is my fixation.
Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You were always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician.
It's week 15 of the National Football
Williams starting with a pass here. And his first pass falls incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Throwing again on second, Williams has him on the quick hitter. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That play good for 17 and a first down. Off the play fake, Williams hits his target. That's DJ Moore. They'll take that kind of passing from the rookie out of USC. He gets him the first.